My husband staged an intervention after I told him I wanted a divorce. I, 32F, have been married to my husband, 36M, for 6 years. It's my first serious relationship. I love him, he's funny, charming and intelligent and we share a lot, but he has always been a little hot-headed. Some context first. A few months ago, a situation at work went badly and I fell into the burnout. I'm autistic, and the burnout has made my executive dysfunction much worse. I've been on sick leave ever since. I have very little energy. Even basic things leave me exhausted. I sleep a lot, socialize very little, skip meals. I know it's bad but I am doing my best. My husband has been very frustrated that I'm not respecting his needs. We don't have sex, I don't cook every day, and the house isn't as tidy as he'd like. Multiple times, I didn't take care of things while he was at work so he yelled at me. Others, I made him ignore me for hours. I tried to explain that I was struggling too much and he replied that I was using my situation and exaggerating my symptoms for attention. I tried to push myself to meet his needs and keep up with the house, but every time I quickly got too tired and had to stop. I tried to tell him but said he didn't want to hear it because he has enough on his plate. I never know if I am going to make him angry. I have been crying almost every day and I don't know if it's the burnout or if it's because I can't be there for him. I felt like it would be better for both of us to take a break. He refused and said THDT as his wife, it was my legal duty to be there in sickness and in health. 2 weeks ago, I finally told him I wanted a divorce. He had a meltdown and he yelled for hours, saying I was just confused because of my mental health. He apologized later and said I shouldn't act irrational like that. I hesitated for a few days and I told him I still wanted to leave. AMD he had another meltdown. Yesterday, I woke up and went downstairs to find my husband, his parents, and my parents, all waiting for me. They said they were extremely worried, that they never get news except from my husband. He reported to them he was scared for me because I was isolating and harming myself. They told me it was okay to need help. That I needed stability. They said they were all there for me no matter what. I cried the entire time. I felt cornered, humiliated, and defensive. I felt like that was not normal. But now I don't know what to think. After they left he said he contacted my GP and psychologist to let them know how bad it is and booked an appointment with a psychiatrist on my behalf. He said they all care about me and want to help me be myself again. Part of me still wants to leave, but another part of me wonders if they're right. I still love him. And I'm definitely not at my most stable right now, I am in the fog. To be honest I feel really selfish and guilty about all of this. I am completely overwhelmed. Could you guys give me an outside perspective on this? Thanks a lot. Edit. Thanks everyone, so many replies, I am grateful. I can't answer everyone right now but I can give a few thoughts and infos. I see my GP every 2 weeks. I was on Cipralex but we had to stop because of side effects, now we are trying mirtazapine. I had already seen a therapist before a few years ago and my husband called her and my GP yesterday to tell them I needed help before booking the appointment with the psychiatrist he found. I'll go to the appointments and give them my perspective. I have an okay relationship with my parents, they see me as fragile and don't always understand the autism. I think I will try to talk with Tem about what was going on and ask if I can stay with them temporarily. And get better before deciding on the divorce. I'll rest for now, this is a lot to take in. Thanks everyone. Update. I decided to stay and get help first. I talked to my parents not long after the intervention to explain my perspective to them. They listened and said they were concerned but asked me to wait and make sure I was not being oversensitive and that all marriages had ups and downs. I am seeing my past psychologist and my GP while waiting for the appointment with the psychiatrist my husband booked for me. My therapist recommended me to get away, even temporarily, or to set very firm boundaries. I annoyed my husband with that a few times and he got angry and said I was being dramatic or that my therapist was not a marriage counselor and had no say. I contacted my parents and asked if I could come and stay for a few weeks. They asked if my husband agreed and I said he didn't know and they said maybe I should talk with him first. Not long after my husband called me and asked TP stay home and he came back and grabbed me and screamed and yelled, said I made him furious, disappointed and very worried. He asked me how I could do that to him and why I went behind his back. And it was time I stopped playing to be victim and that he did not recognize me anymore. That everyone was worried about my state. He told me he thought we trusted each other and I needed to improve before he had to take measures to help me. I just felt sorry about what I did and for being too emotional again. I think I had an autistic meltdown but I am not sure. I don't remember everything. I apologized for my behavior and I tried to initiate sex with him but he pushed me away. I think he's okay now but I know he's still hurt. I am feeling guilty, horrible and anxious. I can't stop pathetically crying. I don't know how to fix myself. I wish that appointment was sooner. How do I stop hurting him?
Relevant comment. Helicasp. Ask your husband first is an incredibly asinine response that tells me your parents think your husband owns you and you do not have individual rights. Acting like they no longer have the responsibility or desire to protect and shelter you as their daughter now that you are married. Men like that escalate. Today it's grabbing you, tomorrow it'll be shaking you, next pushing you, and sooner or later it will be hitting.